What happens when one of the most important entry points into a historic city suddenly goes offline for months at a time? In 2026, that question is becoming a reality for residents, business owners, and visitors in St. Augustine as the King Street Bridge undergoes a major closure tied to a broader infrastructure overhaul along the San Sebastian River. This is not a minor repair or a short-term inconvenience. The bridge is expected to be closed for roughly 7 months, and when viewed in context, it becomes clear just how significant that disruption will be. King Street is more than just another roadway. It serves as one of the primary gateways into downtown St. Augustine, feeding directly into some of the most active and historically significant parts of the city. For years, it has been a reliable route for commuters heading to work, residents navigating daily routines, and visitors making their way into one of Florida's most iconic tourism destinations. Its role in connecting surrounding areas to the city's core makes it a critical piece of local infrastructure. When a connection like that is removed, even temporarily, the effects ripple outward in ways that extend far beyond the immediate construction zone. The most immediate and visible impact will be on traffic patterns. With the bridge closed, vehicles will be forced to reroute through alternative crossings, shifting volume onto roads that may not have been designed to handle such demand. This redistribution of traffic is likely to create congestion in surrounding corridors, particularly during peak commuting hours and high tourism periods. Residents who have relied on consistent routes for years will need to adjust their daily routines, potentially adding time to their commutes and requiring more careful planning. Navigation systems will adapt, but real-world conditions may take time to stabilize as drivers test different routes and traffic patterns evolve. For a city like St. Augustine, where tourism plays a central role in daily activity, these changes are amplified. Visitors unfamiliar with the area may encounter confusion or delays, while locals adapt more quickly, but still experience the cumulative effects of increased congestion. Beyond transportation, the economic implications are equally important. Downtown St. Augustine thrives on accessibility. Restaurants, retail shops, galleries, and attractions depend on a steady flow of both local and visitor traffic. When a primary access point is disrupted, it can alter how people move through the city and where they choose to spend their time. Businesses located along or near the King Street corridor may experience reduced visibility and fewer pass-through customers during the closure period. This can impact daily revenue, particularly for establishments that rely heavily on consistent foot traffic. At the same time, businesses located along alternative routes may see an increase in activity as traffic is redirected. This shift highlights an important reality about infrastructure projects. They do not simply affect physical movement, they influence behavior. People adjust where they go, how they travel, and which areas they frequent based on accessibility. These behavioral changes can create both challenges and opportunities depending on location and adaptability. Yet while the short-term disruption is significant, the long-term purpose of the project provides important context. The closure is part of a broader effort to improve the bridge and surrounding infrastructure along the San Sebastian River. Projects like this are designed to extend the lifespan of critical structures, enhance safety, and ensure that infrastructure can support current and future demand. In a city with as much historical significance as St. Augustine, maintaining and upgrading infrastructure is essential to preserving both functionality and character. The bridge itself is not just a transportation link. It is part of the structural backbone that supports daily life in the city. Over time, wear and environmental factors require these systems to be reinforced and modernized. Without such investments, infrastructure can deteriorate to the point where it limits growth and creates safety concerns. From a long-term perspective, improvements to the King Street Bridge have the potential to enhance traffic flow, increase resilience, and support continued tourism activity once construction is complete.
The challenge, of course, lies in navigating the transition period. 7 months is a substantial time frame, encompassing multiple seasons and periods of high visitor activity. This extended duration means that both residents and businesses must adapt not just temporarily, but in a sustained way. For residents, this may involve adjusting commuting schedules, exploring alternative routes, or planning additional travel time into daily routines. For businesses, it may require strategic adjustments such as increased marketing efforts, changes in operating hours, or finding ways to maintain customer engagement despite altered traffic patterns. The success of this transition often depends on communication and planning. Clear detour signage, timely updates, and accessible information can help reduce confusion and maintain confidence among both locals and visitors. Effective coordination between city agencies, business owners, and the community can also mitigate some of the disruption by ensuring that people understand what to expect and how to adapt. Infrastructure projects of this scale often reveal broader truths about growth and development. St. Augustine has experienced steady increases in both population and tourism over the years, placing additional demand on systems that were originally designed for smaller volumes. Roads, bridges, and public infrastructure must evolve to meet these changing needs. The King Street Bridge project is part of that evolution. It reflects a recognition that maintaining the city's functionality requires ongoing investment, even when that investment introduces short-term inconvenience. From a real estate perspective, infrastructure disruptions can influence market dynamics in subtle ways. During construction, accessibility challenges may affect how buyers perceive certain areas, particularly those directly impacted by traffic changes. Sellers in affected locations may need to adjust expectations or timelines, while buyers may factor in temporary inconveniences when making decisions. However, these effects are typically short-lived compared to the long-term benefits of improved infrastructure. Accessibility remains one of the most important factors in real estate value. Once the bridge reopens with upgraded functionality, it has the potential to enhance connectivity into downtown St. Augustine, improving ease of movement and supporting both residential desirability and commercial activity. Properties that benefit from improved access often see increased demand over time, as convenience and connectivity play significant roles in buyer decision-making. The broader lesson from this project extends beyond a single bridge. It highlights the role of infrastructure as a foundational element of growth. Cities that invest in maintaining and upgrading their systems position themselves to handle increased demand, support economic activity, and preserve quality of life. In historic cities like St. Augustine, this balance is particularly important. Growth must be managed in a way that respects the past while accommodating the future. Infrastructure projects like the King Street Bridge overhaul represent that balance in action. They are necessary steps in ensuring that the city can continue functioning effectively while maintaining its unique character. The temporary disruption serves as a reminder that progress often requires adjustment, and that the systems supporting daily life must evolve alongside the communities they serve. As construction progresses, the experience will vary for different groups. Residents will develop new routines, businesses will adapt strategies, and visitors will navigate the city in slightly different ways. Over time, these adjustments will become part of the broader narrative of how St. Augustine continues to grow and adapt. When the project is completed, the benefits will extend beyond improved infrastructure. They will contribute to a more resilient and accessible city, better equipped to handle the demands of modern life while preserving its historical identity. In that sense, the King Street Bridge closure is not just a disruption. It is an investment in the systems that allow the city to function, evolve, and thrive over the long term. And in a place where history and growth intersect so closely, that investment is essential. I'm Luke Christmas, and it's always Christmas when you work with Christmas Homes.